Hello everybody, this is Stephen James, your amateur disc golf guru, and I'm coming at you from the beautiful UNC DGC. Today we're going to do an in the bag. Shout out to Gabriel for the great idea. Alright, let's dive right in. So I would like to start with my putters. I was throwing KC Pro AVRs, and I don't like the bead on them. I ended up finding these P2s, P-line P2s. They're beadless and they're still pretty overstable. I just really like the clean release that I get with these. Next, I'm going to move on to my throwing putters. I have a few. This is probably one of the oldest discs in my bag. This is a Gateway Magic recycled plastic, and I like shooting gaps with this. I primarily forehand this disc. I know that's probably not what everybody does with this, but for me, I have this high release flick that I picked up from Ultimate Frisbee, and I can shoot really tight gaps from 40 to 50 feet away. If I'm in a tight spot and I'm looking overhead and it's just jail, I can't get a thumber through there, I'll usually start looking for that tight gap, and I'm pretty confident with this disc up to about 40 or 50 feet. So probably gonna hold on to that for a long time. This is another P-line P2, but this is only for throwing, up shots in a headwind. Great control with this disc. This is an XT Glow Nova. I won this at UNC Doubles a couple weeks ago. I threw the Nova when it first came out and I didn't really care for it, but I've since come back to it. This thing is a tree magnet in the wooded courses of North Carolina, but on some big open shots, I love to bomb this thing. It's great for up shots, but I am still not comfortable with this in the woods. It's purely for open shots. But yeah, I have come back to the Nova. Okay, moving on, we're going to go to mid-ranges. This is a Fox bat, and I know a lot of people, not a lot of people, but some people throw the Wombat. I like that this is beadless. I think this is a very underrated disc. For wooded shots, I can put this on all kinds of lines. It's a very good utility disc for me in the woods. It glides a lot. I don't have to throw it quite as hard as a putter. Yeah, especially for beginners, this is a great disc. Moving on, I have two Mako 3s. One Star Plastic Max Weight, one Champion Plastic 175. This one is extremely overstable for a Mako 3. I can really torque on this thing, and it's still just going to kind of flip up and go dead straight for me and have a light finish at the end. I don't throw this 100%. This Mako 3 is very understable. I don't have to throw this very hard, and if I throw it flat, I can get it to have a really light turnover and it just doesn't come back. So great disc to have in your bag. A couple pros are actually throwing these. Also friendly for beginners. You can also power down, go with the Mako. I highly suggest it. I have two Rock 3s, both in Star Plastic. This one's max weight, this is 172. Obviously, I have duplicates of most discs. Kind of try and get like two of a disc that I like in my bag. Typically one understable, one overstable. These are used mostly for forehand shots, just touch shots. You know, I hyzer flip these up to flat and have that reliable fade at the end. I don't have to throw these as hard as I can. I can throw this at 75% and get some really good lines with this. This has been filling a hole in my bag for a while, the Buzz OS. It's max weight. They did come out with the Rock X3, and I'll probably end up throwing that at some point. But I needed a really overstable mid-range that I could just like put on a slight ante, or even just, you know, flat like this and just release as hard as I can get this thing to go dead straight for about 200 feet, 225, and just have that reliable dump at the end. I have a lot of power in my forehand, and I just needed something more stable than the Rock 3s. Everybody's got to have this disc. Leopard 3s, understable, overstable. I forehand and backhand these pretty comfortable with this disc, and you know, if I hyzer it a lot, it'll flip up for me. If I put it on an ante, like a big sky ante, you know, it's not coming back. I can get some good distance with this. I can also power down and just throw it straight. I'm trying to practice rollers with this one right here. Something I want to add to my game in the future, but I'm not quite there. I don't feel comfortable throwing that in a game. 2 T-Birds, extremely overstable. This is for spike hyzers only. I have a hard time getting this thing to go straight. This is a shout out to Dakota, a friend of mine. This is a 168 Star T-Bird. I can really hurl this thing dead straight. You know, it doesn't matter what the wind conditions are, and then it'll have that reliable fade at the end. But I could probably put this about, I want to say 325, and just have laser beam and then have it dump at the end. So I'm really digging this disc. Thanks, Dakota. Here's another shout out. This is my Glow Flat Top Firebird. A friend of mine, Curtis, picked this up for me. He used to live in Chapel Hill, now he's in Charlotte. I hope he's doing well. But this thing is extremely overstable. I use this for thumbers, mostly when I'm in a tight spot in the woods and I start looking overhead. Tomahawk, thumber. I just learned how to do a grenade. If you've never heard of a grenade, you should go look that up. It's a very useful throw to have. But yeah, this is one of my utility discs. Get out of jail free card. This is the Felon, Lucid Felon, and I've been looking for this for a while. Managed to pick it up actually at a Great Outdoor Provision Company. Was kind of surprised to find it there, but I needed something that would, you know, be extremely overstable, that I could throw dead straight for about 250 and have a really strong finish at the end, no matter the wind conditions. This is definitely brand new, not quite so overstable as the Firebird, even though I've beat it in a little bit. Some people call this the baby Firebird. Next, I have 3 Roadrunners, different stabilities. This is my tried and true. I learned how to forehand with this disc. This is a max weight Star Roadrunner, and I'm just really comfortable with all kinds of lines. I forehand, backhand this disc. I played around with the angles on it. I've aced the hole with this at UNC. This is probably my favorite disc. Going up in stability, this is an old stamp from a UNC tournament. I won this probably a year ago. But this I'm actually throwing for max distance rollers. I do hyzer flip this one to dead straight. So I don't use this as much as I used to, but still a great disc. This is a Starlight Roadrunner, 157. This is an interesting disc. I've only had it for a couple of weeks, but I can hyzer flip this and in the woods and get it to go dead straight for probably about, I want to say 350, and it doesn't have a strong finish left or right. You know what you need in the woods. You don't want to get off the fairway. I've even played around with throwing a little bit harder, hyzer flipping it up and having it turn over, and it just won't come back after about 250 feet. So very interesting disc. I'm still playing around with the lines, but yeah, I'm actually pleasantly surprised with that. I have 2 Thunder Chickens, as somebody once said. G-Star Champion. This is new to my bag. This one I'm very comfortable with. I only forehand this disc. I like to put it on hyzer lines that I don't have to like throw extremely hard. It's kind of beat in, and it'll hold that line for me. This one I got for backhand, just a little bit more distance than the T-Bird, with that reliable fade at the end, great in a headwind. Hoping this will open up my game. I have two bottom stamped yellow wraiths. This one was underweight, this one was max weight. This is the most understable wraith I've ever thrown, except for like DX plastic, but it's extremely beat in. I can, really throw this hard. And actually, this is probably one of the furthest flying discs that I have. Just really good control. It'll hyzer flip up, go dead straight for about 400 feet. Light finish at the end. Not as great with in a headwind. I typically don't throw this. I'll end up going to this one. You can see it's actually got this imperfection here. I'm going to end up tie-dyeing this in a future video. But this is probably the most overstable wraith I've ever thrown. I can only get this thing to go maybe 350, and I have to put a slight ante on it, and it'll have that, I don't want to say a hard dump, but like a reliable dump at the end. I pretty much only forehand this disc. Shout out to my buddy Eric. He thought that I would be pretty comfortable with this disc, and he's right. It's a max weight Star plastic turn. And this disc, not great in a headwind, but anytime the wind is not kicking up, or there's a tailwind or something, this is my furthest flying disc. I can hyzer flip this, have it turn over slightly, and then kind of come back at the end. I'm probably throwing this about 425 right now. I'm hoping to get another one, but I just haven't found the right turn. I picked up a couple, and they're pretty unstable. Next, I have two destroyers. This one is G-Star plastic, and it is 166. I can throw this one dead straight. It's pretty unstable for a destroyer, and get about 350 with it with a hard finish at the end. This is definitely one of my go-tos for the big open shots, lots of wind. This is going to be very reliable. I don't throw this one as much yet. I don't know if you can see. But this is actually G-Star with metal flake in it. I haven't really seen that very much. But this one is, for me, very overstable. I'm hoping to beat it in, both of these, and get some big distance with them later on in my game. But right now I'm still working on that. So this bag is relatively new to me. I would say 50% of these discs I've had for like maybe 3 months or less. I'm hoping it's going to last me the rest of the year. I'm really happy with the bag that I have, the discs that are in it. So yeah, I'm hoping this is going to take me to the top. I have a pro tip today, and that is you don't throw your putters, and you don't putt with your throwers. And all that means is, these are my putters. I only putt with them. And these are my throwers. I only throw these. Keep those relationships sacred, and hopefully that'll increase your confidence when you're throwing those up shots, when you're putting. You don't toy around with that. That's a pro tip. All the pros pretty much say that. And if you're trying to open up your game, definitely take that to heart. So anyway, that's gonna wrap up my video. Please comment below, ask me any questions about the discs, subscribe if you're new, and until next time, I'll see you.